we see ourselves on the internet.
I don't know how long it takes. Haven't used this. Didn't try it at home yet.
Let's look at it like really perplexing.
Are we on? Oh, we are. Hi, everybody.
We're going to try this for the first time. Hopefully it works the whole time.
Do you have a laptop?
Do I have a laptop?
Yeah. You should see if you can see us.
We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2-minute countdown.
How am I going to carry all this stuff? Bear with us.
Your car is just drinking coffee. Smiling into the camera.
Alright, so I'm going to YouTube.
Yeah, and then go to our YouTube channel, which is just if you Google the bigger picture WRCR, it should come up. All right, we can walk in there.
Now, remember, even when she's done, she still just has to play the weather from her computer.
That's good for us.
Yeah.
Gives us time.
Yeah, let me know if you can see it or not.
60 years, and the judge recommended no parole be granted. Under sentencing rules in effect at the time, mandatory parole is required after 30 years. Federal Bureau of Prisons listed Shakur's release date as February 10, 2016, but shows he is still incarcerated in Victorville, California. Shakur, 65, is due before the U.S. Parole Commission early next month. Anyone who has been involved in the incident or who were impacted by this crime may write in and express their views on Shakur being granted parole. The contact information and address are listed on our website, WRCR.com. For WRCR, this is Jordan Baker with your local news, brought to you this hour by Teflon's Metal Recycling Center of Nanuet. For more news, breaking stories, and a complete list of community events, visit our website, WRCR.com.
All right.
I'm going to work on headphone setup for you ladies.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, Steve.
Morning, Steve.
Oh, you know what? He can't hear us.
Whatever. Now, just making sure the other ones work.
I guess. You look so cute. You look like a college student today.
Where do you want to set that up? Do you want to try? Is this too far away?
No, I'm just going to lean it up against the monitor there, I guess.
I think it'll be fine as long as I don't touch
Yeah,
it.
I think it'll be all right.
Have a great day.
Hi, Jordan. Thank you. Good. How are you? This is good because it won't use up all my data.
All right. This.
It's actually not bad.
This is your live video.
Yes. All right. That's cool. It's working.
38, and sunny. We're headed for a high of 54.
We're on the air.
Is this your music or commercial? You're stepping on my shoe dance.
Oh, Carrie,
Yes?
you didn't give me a new crossroads.
I know. I meant to come back, but I didn't yesterday.
The following program is paid for and furnished by its producers, hosts, and sponsors. With that, we say it's time for the bigger picture. Okay, anytime. Anytime you're ready.
All right.
Good morning, Rockland County.
Good morning, everybody. So we've decided to bring some super duper positivity and cheer this morning to WRCR.
Yeah.
Talk about an intense broadcast this morning.
you guys had.
We're still recovering from our trip to New York City with Bulldog and everybody from Ocean 98. I think that we're still like all the way up here from that.
We are. That
So much
that
fun.
was 4 epic hours of laughter.
Of constant laughing. That was
Yeah.
the best exercise I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, that really was. I think none of us expected to laugh quite that much for quite that long.
No.
So
And we were troopers.
we were.
We hung in
troopers.
there for that solid 4 hours
We
and
did.
had the time of our lives.
Well, it's because we had bagels and lox and French press coffee.
Oh, yeah.
The guys were they were serious foodies.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I have to admit, I did go to Sonic yesterday and get a hot dog because of all the talk that I've been listening to them. I mean, they crammed in a few days worth of eating,
No,
drinking.
they crammed in a month's worth of eating and drinking into 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were awesome to us. And honestly, we totally crashed their guys' trip, but they didn't
We
make
did.
us feel like it.
We
so.
did. If anybody's listening who doesn't know what's going on, we are. I'm Risa,
And I'm Kyra.
and we have we've got this great sort of relationship going with Ocean 98 and Bulldog
Yeah.
and his crew down there, and they invited us to come broadcast with them out of New York City while they were doing a boys' weekend, and we went into this 4-story gorgeous
Townhouse.
$5 million townhouse that they rented.
Yeah.
That with 2 Porsches, which now have bigger picture magnets on them, apparently, and we just laughed for 4 hours. And I just to set the record straight, I was not drunk.
Definitely not. And Risa, after 2 sips of a Bloody Mary, I definitely have more.
So they came down with a terrarium full. I think it was Mickey Fitz came
Mickey
down with
Fitz
a terrarium.
made this punch bowl cocktail, which was incredibly impressive because
Yes.
I think that there was an entire salad of vegetables in it, and
There was salad, there were frogs, there were fish, there was everything going on in this Bloody Mary. And
he's
then he
speaking
brought
my
us Bloody
language though
Marys.
because he did put blue cheese stuffed olives in his Bloody Mary, which is something that we're known for at Bonefish with our blue cheese stuffed olives. So we had that little bit in common.
Yeah,
So,
and
we had such a great time.
It was so much fun. I don't know if they were listening. We listened to their show yesterday and today, and they were talking about it a bit. But we really had so much fun, and really want to thank them for bringing us
Bringing us
along
down
and putting up with us,
taking
and
us to Rachel
taking
Ray.
us to Rachel Ray with Bulldog wearing his
Bonefish Grill
He wore
shirt.
it yesterday. You know, he wore it all day yesterday.
He wore it all day yesterday, and then when they were talking on the radio, he said that he was wearing it while he made dinner for his wife.
Was he?
He put that on, and we have like a training video we watch, right? And there's like a whole entire story behind the chef coat, and our servers wear the white chef coats, and it's symbolic of, the class and the integrity that we hold to our concept and our dishes. So giving him a chef coat that our anglers wear was very symbolic of the pride we take in Bonefish.
Well, he
And
was
he
so
went
proud
nuts
to
for it.
wear it, and he wore it. You guys can see
Down
it
the
online
streets of
on our
Manhattan.
Periscope.
We walked into Rachel Ray, and he said, "Hey, da, 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 da. Hold on a second." He ran over in the corner, threw on his
his
chef
chef coat.
coat, started dancing around the test kitchen. I'm a chef now.
It was really a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Before we get any further into the show, we want to introduce Madelon Berger. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madeline.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be
Thanks
here.
for coming in and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Madelon is our guest this morning, so we will get to her and her business in just a few minutes. But we do go to 11 o'clock today. If we have time, we'll take phone calls, Steve, at like 10:45. We'll see how our timing is going. But let's thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. So, Risa, go ahead and you start. Let's talk a little bit about your business, too.
No, we
because-
don't have to do that.
No, come on. You're so awesome.
We'll
Talk
do
about
that. We'll
what
do
you
that
do.
another day. Well, GMG Public Relations. I do marketing. I do social media. I do traditional PR, getting people in the paper. So I do social media, and actually, I might be working with Bulldog's wife on Pinch Me Dough, which is really cool.
great
Did you play
stuff.
with yours yet?
Yes,
It's really
yes.
fun.
And my
Yeah.
daughter goes, "What is that?"
Yeah,
I said,
it's
"The this is mine.
You can't have my pinch
You can
me
have
dough.
me through my pinch veto.
All right, and that's me. And then Bonefish Grill.
Bonefish Grill in the shops in Nanuet. We also have a location in Paramus, New Jersey, and in Secaucus, New Jersey.
And it's Super Tuesday, or
It is
it's
hooked on
hooked
Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Go into any Bonefish Grill on Tuesdays. We have 14 choices, or I'm sorry, 9 choices of entrees that start at $14.90 for a 3-course meal.
Wow.
It's
And
the
it's
best
so
way
good.
to try Bonefish,
So
or to
good.
go in midweek for dinner. You know,
Yeah.
for a great deal.
And it really is a good deal. All right, KLS Transportation, Kevin Hardy's company, providing transportation services to and from area airports, weddings, proms, medical visits, business meetings, and more. You can book your car at 845-623-6145.
We also have Birbrower Beldock, Hudson Valley's premier personal injury and medical malpractice law firms. They have offices in New City and Tarrytown. Their number is 800-587-4878. They also will have Steve.
Steve Beldock's going to be
Yeah.
our guest in May, and he's going to tell us how, if you get injured or hurt, or you think you have been wronged in some way, that
How to
you can
get help.
contact them and get some help.
Definitely. We also have our buddy Mike Kosalova at New City Chiropractic, celebrating 30 years of providing relief from neck and back pain, headaches, migraines, shoulder, hip, knee injuries.
Anything that's aching
I was just
and
going to say,
paining
like,
you.
all of the above. If you
All
have an
of the
issue
above.
and it's medical, call Dr. Mike. His
That's
number
right.
is 845-634-8877.
All right, and by the way, if you're not watching our off-week show, people,
It is
you need to watch our
highly
off-week show
entertaining.
because we were at Bonefish on Friday night with the guys
After.
after getting up at 4 a.m. to go with the other guys, our
We were
second
on our
set of
100th
guys.
wind for that, for that evening.
We were. I don't know how we made it through, but if you go on our YouTube channel, which we're right now live streaming from YouTube, so if you go to YouTube right now, the bigger picture WRCR, and search on that, you'll find us live streaming, and you can actually see us for anybody who's on there. And if you go there, you'll also see all of the shows, all of the RCR shows, and you'll also see the off-week show, the Making Martinis at Bonefish, which was a blast.
And they were
A
really
blast.
good at it.
They
I gotta
were really
give
good
those
at
boys
it.
a shout out.
I wonder if they've ever had martinis before.
I think that they have because they were pretty good at it.
They were pretty professional right from the get-go.
They all wanted a martini that they had to muddle.
Yes, the modeling
was like
was
the
a big thing. Yes.
But my bartenders, they were troopers and they really enjoyed themselves.
Yes.
too.
No, and your bartenders were fabulous. It's really fun. You guys, if you haven't gone onto our YouTube channel, definitely go on and watch that.
Yeah.
All right. So don't forget to email us where you can suggest guests and you can tell us what you like, what you don't like, and that's how you win prizes here. And we have Facebook and all kinds of other good social media. So let's introduce our guest before we get too far afield. One more thing before we go. You want to mention that?
Our magnets have arrived.
Yes!
And
Woo!
they're better than I even thought that they would be.
They are better
I knew
than I
that they
thought
were
they
going to
would
be
be.
great, but I had no idea. And yes, there's about 10 of them on my fridge at home.
I've got them on all my filing cabinets.
Actually, when we were at Bonefish the other night, we had a guest that was dining
Yes.
who had asked the server if I was there, and we happened to be there because we were getting ready to do our live show,
Yep.
or our off-week show.
Right.
And she was a fan of the bigger
fan of the bigger picture.
So she was the
Yep.
first to receive a magnet.
Yep. So we went over and presented
Oh,
her
officially
the very
presented it
first
to
magnet.
her.
It was really, she was really cute, and she also has a home in Ocean City,
So she knows everybody at Ocean
Bulldog,
98.
Yes. So that was
So
perfect.
if you want a
But-
magnet, come by the restaurant. Come by Bonefish. I have them up at my host stand. Make sure that you grab one. I know Mike has
Dr.
them
Mike
at
has them at New City Chiropractic office, which is
Yeah.
490 Route 304
And then we have a nice little stack here
at the radio,
station.
But if you put them on your car, we are going to find you. And
We
we
are.
are going to give prizes.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump out of our cars and award you if we see you with your magnet on your car.
Yeah,
so,
it's gonna be the
so it's
cheerleader
going to
squad.
really be fun. Yes, so we encourage you to do that. All right, so enough silliness. So let's introduce Madelon. So Madelon Berger is the owner of Bill of Health Services. Is that right?
That's correct.
In New City. And she's also the chairwoman of the board of directors of Jawonio. And she's been on their board of directors since 1998. But first we're going to hear about your business, because I know that your business isn't necessarily a consumer kind of business. It's got a different twist on it. So tell us about what you do. What is Bill of Health Services?
Okay, So we've actually grown over the years. This is our 32nd year in business. I started it back then, and basically we work with healthcare providers. We started out as just a medical billing company, but we've grown to work on accounts receivable, working with insurances, managing practices, credentialing, negotiating with insurances. So in essence, what we are is we're the back office to providers. Providers, physicians, and any other type of provider, Dr. Mike included, go to school to treat people, to help people. And but running a practice or a hospital or anything is a business. It's a form of business. And the difference is that when a business person starts a store, opens a store or any type of business, they're in that to run a business. A provider is there to treat people, but the healthcare industry has changed so radically over the years that it's become very difficult to both practice medicine and then also to try to survive in this age of healthcare. So in essence, what we do is we really work to ensure practices' financial viability. We work with hospital-based practices, hospital-acquired practices. We do consulting, working with healthcare attorneys and other billing companies, looking at coding, documentation. The industry's become so complex. Every service, every visit, every diagnosis has its own code. And so because everything that's submitted to an insurance company is it's a legal document, have to ensure that everything is correct.
So much of whenever I'm talking to doctors, they love doing what they do. Doctors usually get into it because they really care about people. They really care about the aspect that they practice, and they care about treating people, and they all hate the paperwork.
Exactly.
So that's where you come in.
That's
correct?
right. So we take that paperwork away from them, and it's really become an issue where they have to fight for every dollar. And so if you buy a gallon of milk in the store, you know the price may be $4 for a gallon, and you're going to pay $4. A doctor submits a claim for an office visit, and he or she may get $30. They may get denied. They may get $50. They don't know what they're getting because it's become so complex. And in the past, you had insurances, and if you had a particular insurance, it was what it was. Today, there are what are called different products within the insurance. So you may have an HMO. Somebody with the same insurance may have out-of-network benefits. The reimbursement may change. May have different size deductibles.
So are you saying if two people go to the doctor for the same thing, and they're treated in the same way, the doctor doesn't know what they're going to get, how they're going to get paid, or what they're going to get paid?
It depends on the insurance. For example, Medicare is very transparent. The Medicare fee schedule is online, so they would know what the Medicare deductible is, what the Medicare reimbursement would be. For some of the insurances, sometimes they'll underpay. They may have a schedule, but they may underpay for whatever reason, or deny a claim for whatever reason. And so it's a constant struggle. And what we do is, when I say accounts receivable, we work on the money that's outstanding. So we submit the claim to the insurance companies, get back what's called an explanation of benefits that shows what was paid or not paid, and then we work on those accounts.
And in your opinion, not that I particularly want to get political, but in your opinion, has Obamacare made it harder or easier in terms of the doctors and in terms of what you do for the doctors?
Well, it's become difficult because there have been new plans that have come out, and so the doctors now have to credential to get in those plans. And actually, some of those plans have actually gone bankrupt over the last few years. So it's a mixed blessing in that it's enabled more people to go on insurance, but the doctors have to scramble to try to get into the plan. Otherwise, they won't be paid. So
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
You know, and I keep thinking to myself as we're talking about this, the amount of time and to chase and to make sure people get paid. It seems so incredibly frustrating because at the end of the day, we're talking about medical care.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's I feel it's a human right. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
But I do think it's a business too, and that's just a part of it. But, to have somebody who is capable and able to do that part
Handle
of the work,
that part of it,
so that
yeah.
the doctor can just focus on the care of the patient. I think about all those people out there who may even be elderly, who's advocating for them,
Right.
who's chasing when somebody says, okay, we submitted your insurance, and guess what? You owe all this money. How many people say, okay, and figure out how they're going to do it, or how they're going to pay it, or how they're going to afford it? I mean,
It's almost
crazy.
it's almost a, luck of the draw. In a
and then
way.
the time.
So your clients are the doctors, not the consumers, correct?
That's
You're-
correct. We
okay.
work with the physicians and hospitals, administrators, et
And
cetera.
is
It's all
there-
healthcare.
Is there a size? If someone said, "Well, what's a good client for you?" What is a good client for you? Is there a size sort of that you work within, a size of a practice, or is it
We
run
work
the
with
gamut?
we work with all specialties, all sizes. So we have solo providers, one person providers, and we have departments of 40 plus providers. So it varies, and we work with most specialties, just about all of them. And then within the specialties, there are so many nuances of coding. For a specialist, a private practice has to hire somebody just to deal with referrals and authorizations so they can get permission to get paid for surgery or other procedures that they do. And it's just become a situation where somebody who spends so much of their life going to medical school is told what to do by an insurance company.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, your background is really impressive.
Oh, thank you.
You've given talks on pretty much like everything to do with in a lot of areas of your practice, but there's just so many things, and two that struck me. Hold on, people. So you have down here how to choose a reputable billing company. So how does the doctor know? Are you the best? What questions do they ask you to find out how you can help them?
Well, much of our growth has been organic in the sense that it's been through referrals from other providers. I think what distinguishes us is not only our longevity and our longevity with clients and staff. We have a great team at Bill of Health who work very hard and really ensure that our doctors get paid. But we really treat each practice individually, and we're always there for our clients. There are companies that just take the low-hanging fruit, and there are companies that work hard to get everything as we do. We've been very involved in a billing association. I'm a charter member of it, and I was on their board. I was actually editor of their journal for years. And so by going to conferences there, and we have a lobbyist in Washington, really looking at the cutting edge of what's going on in healthcare. So, and meeting with different vendors at meetings. So I really try to grow efficiencies, increase efficiencies, be on the cutting edge of what's happening in the industry, know what is coming in the future, in the near future. So changes in coding, et cetera.
So do you also talk with the doctors and help them to understand how to better sort of internally manage things to get
Yes.
them to you, or?
We've done that because really the marketing arm of a practice and the key is the front desk, believe it or not. The front desk, those are the people who check your insurance card,
They take out
check
the
your
information.
eligibility, and
We all know that clipboard.
Yes, and
That's right.
if they don't get the correct information, or there's an error in your ID number, the doctor's not going to get paid. If they don't collect your copay, the doctor's not going to get paid. What's happened over the years is more of the risk has gone on the physician. If you notice, your copays with your insurances have increased. Remember the days of a $10, $15 copay? Well, now the insurances pay less, and then the patient is responsible for more. So in a county like Rockland, it's difficult because the person at the front desk, the patient may be their child's teacher or neighbor, and it may be uncomfortable for them to say, Mrs. Jones, you have a balance of X amount. But it takes the right type of person at that front desk to ensure that the doctor is paid for their services.
It's so interesting. My daughter Kelly went off to California, and she works with children with autism, and she had her first experience with getting health insurance, and she sent it all to me, and she said, I have no idea what to do, which plan to choose, whatever. So we did that. Then when she went to go, she said, wait a minute, I pay per month, and then I pay for the visit, and then I pay a deductible. She said, what's the insurance for?
Exactly.
And I said, it's a good question.
Reduces the cost.
Overall, eventually, I guess. Yeah.
It's a harsh reality.
It was. I mean, she really was so shocked by it. It's really an eye-opener.
Being a grown-up, Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, the healthcare, I think, in this country is probably one of, if not the biggest source of frustration in this country is healthcare insurance.
And it's one of the biggest sources of bankruptcies.
Really?
Because you think about it, if people have an emergent, acute situation,
you need care and you don't care what it costs, and
do it, and the doctor's not participating, the hospital isn't participating, you can have bills of hundreds of thousands
of dollars. Yeah, I know people who have had that.
Yeah, and so it's really, having insurance is critical. Even if it's not good insurance, it's something. It
you need
protects
to have
you.
it.
You have to have it.
Right. It's all right. Well, let's Steve can play a little commercial spot for us, and when we
we'll
come
be back in a little bit,
we'll talk to Madeline about her philanthropic efforts.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
So that's good. I mean, is there anything that you want us to ask? Like,
No, I think we pretty much covered it. I don't know how much more detail people would be interested in.
I think it's very informative.
all right. So I'll give out your contact information though.
Okay.
Right at the office, 213-1490.
That's my direct number.
Okay. So I'll give out that information, or you can give out that information when we come back.
Okay.
All right.
We're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll give out her information.
Let's do that first.
And I don't know if you want to give my website.
Yep.
Yeah.
BillofHealthServices.com. We're going to give that.
You want me to talk? You want me to
Yeah.
go?
Go ahead.
All right, welcome back. I just want to make sure that we can give out Madeline's information for her business. So her contact information is, her website is www.billofhealthservices.com, and the phone number is 845-213-1490.
And again, that's just for physicians and doctors' offices and hospitals, not for consumers.
That's
not for
correct.
individuals.
It's for
Right,
healthcare
okay.
providers and facilities.
Okay, so if they have questions about their medical billing, or want to ask you questions, that's where they can reach you.
Right. And we're full service. We handle practice management, consulting, just about everything in the healthcare arena.
Okay, great.
Awesome. So, Madeline, you're very passionate about your charity.
Yes.
And that is the focus of our show.
The bigger picture.
The bigger picture. So we've talked about your business, and now we're going to talk a little bit about your cause. And Jawonio is the organization that you've dedicated a lot of your time to. And I know a lot of people in Rockland and in Westchester are familiar with Jawonio. Would you please tell us a little bit about the organization and why you got involved?
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, I feel honored and privileged to be part of Jawonio. And Jawonio is an organization, it's a nonprofit for people with disabilities, life services, lifespan services, starting with infancy to old age. There's throughout life. It works with the agency works with people of all disabilities, all types of disabilities, and there are so many services available. The name Jawonio means independence.
Really?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
isn't
that.
that great? Isn't that
Yeah.
great?
It's a beautiful word.
In what?
Yeah.
In what?
It's a Native American word for
okay.
independence.
Oh, that's
And
great.
in 2017, Jawonio will be 70 years old.
Wow.
So it's been around for a long time. It was actually had the first camp for disabled children in Rockland County back in 1949.
Is it just a Rockland County organization?
No, it's in the base. The main campus is in New City,
But it started here.
It started
It's
here.
okay.
It's in Westchester. They do work in Westchester and also Orange County. So, but the reputation is nationwide in terms of the quality of the services, the work, the passion of everybody there. The culture of Jawonio, starting from Joe Warner, who's the CEO, down to everybody, is palpable. The caring, the compassion, it's amazing. And our board of directors is an incredibly hardworking board who really care about the future. And living and breathing in healthcare for my own business, I appreciate the challenges that Jawonio goes through because there are so many hurdles because most of the funding is from the state, Medicaid, etc. It's always a struggle to get paid, and it's one of the largest employers in the county with over 1,000 employees.
Really?
Yes.
I had
That's
no
incredible.
idea.
Servicing over 5,000 consumers,
Wow.
and just in so many ways. There's therapies, occupational speech, physical therapy, classes, early intervention.
So they go out into the community as well, but there is a place where you can go and have. Is it during the daycare?
Yes,
Okay.
that's and there's also a facility in Spring Valley on Route 45 where there are services rendered there.
I was actually at the
Workshops.
one in New City with my dog Annie, doing a therapy visit
Oh, that's terrific.
a bunch of years ago when we first got into the animal-assisted therapy. We
That's-
came there. We had a cockatoo with us.
Oh, that's
And we had,
wonderful.
we had dogs with us, and we did a visit there. And I know the Hudson Valley Visiting Pets has done a few visits there over the years. So
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's wonderful. There's also a large employment service component where there's a cleaning service that works with municipalities in Rockland and I believe Orange and Westchester, and you can't get better people than the consumers. They take such pride in the work they do. They are reliable. They're there all the time. There are community-based businesses who employ Jawonio consumers. And last year I attended an appreciation breakfast, and it was amazing. The stories were so heartwarming. It was an example of a young woman who started out just cleaning floors and moved up to working the cash register, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And Jawonio changes the lives not just of the consumers but of the families because they have peace of mind, and it just literally changes lives. And I see it as an onion because I keep learning more and more about the various types of services. There's a clinic that has services primary care, GYN, psychiatry, dentistry, and there's also a behavioral health component known as PROS. It's Promise, but it's known as PROS because if you look at all of us, we're not just physical, we have behavioral issues also, and PROS deals with the behavioral issues because you look at mind, body, and we are, a combination of both. So you're dealing with people with behavioral plus physical disability challenges, and so there's a whole team there of mental health specialists who work in that area.
and tell us again, how did you get involved? Because you've been involved a very long time.
Yes. I actually have been involved since 1994 in New City Rotary, which is another organization I
Back to
love.
Kevin Hardy.
No way.
Back to Kevin Hardy.
And Kevin is our president, and our goal is to make him look good this
That's
year.
right. Everybody knows that mantra, don't they, over there?
Yes. So
We got your back, Kevin.
So the former CEO, Paul Tendler, was a Rotarian, and I did projects for Rotary. I've been very passionate about that. And so Paul invited me to Jawonio to join the board. And
I'm sure that you are such an asset to the
Oh,
board
thank you.
with your knowledge and your background.
thank you. It's
Yeah.
just such a great organization to work with. And I'm telling you, everybody there cares. And, you know, there's such a difference between just having a job and caring about what you do.
It goes a really long way.
Yeah, and treating the consumers with such dignity. That's what it's all about.
It really is. There's something something I saw recently that just said, you know, everybody just wants respect. You know, everybody just wants to be appreciated and have respect, and it's really true. You know, and everybody's got a gift to give.
Exactly.
You know, and it's I've gotten so much when I do the animal assisted therapy with Annie. You get so much from every person that you visit with. They're a gift to you. You know, it's really it's wonderful. And Jawonio, I guess I didn't realize that it was, you know, a Rockland started organization. I don't know whether I thought it was international or national or
Their
what.
home
but,
base is right up the street
that
from the
is
shops.
really very
Yeah.
cool.
And it's jawonio.org for anybody who wants to go on the website. But as I said, the organization is 70 years old, and the building has actually been falling apart. And so we are on the cusp now. This is very exciting, of a capital campaign.
Oh, okay.
Building a brand new building, which will really be flexible enough to meet the needs over the years.
Do you have a place for that already?
It's actually going to be on the campus.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is services will continue in the existing building while that's being built. And then when that's completed, the existing building will be demolished, and then there'll be additional parking. And the building is beautiful. There was a lot of due diligence in terms of finding the firm and, you know, all the work. And that's the other thing I have to say, is that every decision that's made is done with such deep diligence from committee members who were on the board, off the board, you know, experts in their field, to make sure that every decision that's made for the future of this organization is the right decision. So,
So tell us again, the people who would use Jawonio, the people who could access the services. It's really anybody with a disability or with
Or a parent of a child that has a disability.
yeah, I mean, plus, for example, audiology is open to the community. Anybody can use their audiology services.
Okay.
But it's geared for people with disabilities, people with cerebral palsy, people who are born with disabilities. The therapy that's done, the schools, there's school programs there. There are houses where residences where people
Wow, I
live
didn't know that.
I don't know that
through
either.
through Rockland. I mean, it's almost the best kept secret because it's such a great organization,
It's
and
funny,
there are so many services.
I think everybody knows Jawonio. If you say
Mm-hmm.
Jawonio here, everybody knows it. But I don't know if they know the depth that you're
Yes.
telling of all of the services and things that they do. So that is really an asset to this community.
Absolutely, and as I said, that they are so well respected nationwide. They've won so many awards. And Jill Warner has won a number of awards, the CEO, as well.
If people want to get involved with Jawonio, right? Let's spell it out for people who maybe like me who aren't sure. But it's JAWONIO.org.
That's correct.
JAWONIO.org. And I don't know if we have a phone number handy. I don't have the phone number.
708-2000.
There you go. 845-708-2000, right?
Madeline, how does somebody become involved in supporting Jawonio and fundraising or events that they have coming up? I know that Jawonio is a part of the Charity Challenge this coming season at the Boulders, and I know that there's going to be a lot of fundraising around that. What's a way that people can get involved or help or support?
Well, there are a number of people. Diana Hess is from the development office, and she can be approached if employers are interested in hiring consumers Sherry Muth, M-U-T-H, is in charge of, she's a program director and has been there for many years, all the employment services. I'm sorry.
The event that you have coming up, there is a fundraiser.
Yes, there is a
Coming up,
fundraiser on April 14th called Kids Express. It's for the early intervention program, and it's a fun event. It's we're honoring 2 families, and there's a tricky tray, which is always a fun event, and it's very heartwarming when you see the services and the work that's been done there. There's also our 28th annual, and that's going to be at Paramount.
Right, that's April 14th, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Paramount Country Club, and there is more information on the website, which again is jawonio.org, jawonio.org.
That's right. On June 6th is the 28th annual golf outing, also at Paramount. So if anybody's interested in a foursome or playing or a sponsorship, that would be great. That's also on the website. There are just a number, and August 11th is going to be Jawonio and Rockland Boulders together, summer of 2016, you were mentioning. So there's going to be a movie every year. We're Finding Dory, which is at the Palisades Center. That's on July 7th. And this year we're trying something different. Every year we have a formal, very elegant dinner dance as a major fundraiser. And this year we're going to change that to a brunch, hoping more people will attend and new people to Jawonio. That's going to be on October 23rd at Paramount. And all of these events are listed on the website, jawonio.org. And again, anybody who can donate for our capital campaign, no amount is too small. The services are desperately needed. And as I said, that Jawonio does change lives forever.
Well, that is so great. I really learned a lot
I
today.
learned a ton.
I really did. Steve, we can open the lines if anybody wants to call in and has a question for Madelon, either about her business or Jawonio, or for us, you can call in. What the other events? We do have some other things coming up for other organizations that we'll mention here.
So we have the Jewish Community Center of Rockland. Their film festival is from March 27th through April 20th. And they're going to be showing, I know at the shops in Nanuet, they're going to be doing nine movie nights.
Right.
They have some matinees and they have some of them at night. Feel free to bring your movie ticket stubs down to Bonefish because you're going to get a discount if you do.
That's right.
And then we have Cheryl from People to People. They've got the Down at the Shore on
Right.
June 12th
At the Pearl River Hilton.
from 5 to 9 o'clock p.m.
That's a fun event. I went
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't make it last year. I might try to go this year. That's for People to People, which is a food bank, and they have their Back to School with Dignity program where they make the backpacks for kids in need, and so much more. So that's peopletopeopleinc.org. Right,
Yeah.
and then
The New City Rotary, the wine and cheese. How can people get involved?
Madelon. Since you're also on the New City Rotary,
Yes,
as was
yes.
Cheryl and Kevin, that's a fun event.
That's a lot of fun event, and we get tremendous support for that. It's a great event, and there's so many foods and wines, and it's just a great time had by all. So if somebody were to go to New City Rotary, look online, they can see that, and that is open to everybody. And I believe it's discounted fees if you buy your tickets
register
early.
That's
If
right.
they do it early.
And that event is actually September 10th, and they are still looking for additional sponsors if people want to take ads in the Journal for that night. And that really is a really fun event. And I think we've got Bonefish participating.
Yeah, Bonefish and Outback.
And Outback.
Excellent.
So we're going to
Excellent.
have great food, great wine, and there's going to be music, I think, this year. Like live music, possibly?
Or is
Am I
it
jumping
in
the
the
gun?
talks? No, I think that
I'm not on the committee.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
there's talks about doing that, I want to throw it out there. Hey, restaurants, catering
Yeah.
businesses, if you're in New City or if you're anywhere in Rockland
In
County
Rockland.
and you want to show up and serve some of what you do or the best of what you do at your establishment, we want you there.
That's right. This will be our third event, and it's growing. Everybody has a fabulous time, and it's a great venue to show off your restaurant or your
Rockland Country
catering.
Day School, right? And we do it under a
Yes,
tent.
under a tent, and it'll be a lot of fun.
And I think last year they raised like $20,000.
Yes, which is amazing.
Amazing,
Which is
amazing.
really, but the committee worked so hard, relentlessly on that, and they did a fabulous job. So.
Yeah, they do great stuff.
Great
The other things we want to mention, so because I'm on the board, as is Kyra, of the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce, we'll mention that on Tuesday, April 19th, we've got our Nanuet Chamber of Commerce third annual Nanuet Health Fair, which is free for people to attend. There's going to be screenings and there's going to be fun stuff going on, and giveaways and goodies and prizes. And if you want to have a table there, if you are a healthcare provider in some way, you can have a table there for $10 for members, $25 for non-members. And anybody who has we have kickboxing going on. We've got all kinds of demos, anything to do with health and fitness and that
Really
kind of
fun.
thing.
Very wide variety of people show up.
Yeah, and it's free for people to come in. And this year we're going to be at the Pascack Community Center, so there's plenty of parking, and it'll be a little bit easier. Last year was at the library, and we had lots of vendors and then no parking. So so we've corrected that problem hopefully this year. And then
We have on Sunday, June 5th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce, presented by Verizon, right?
Yep.
The 2016
All right, hold on, please.
Street Fair.
Okay, and we've got a caller, I think. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Oh, good.
So, Risa, I can recognize his voice very well.
You can.
This is Joe Cruz from the Bonefish Grill in Paramus.
It
The
is?
managing partner down there. Hi, Joe.
Wait, is she right? Hi, Joe. Oh, thank you,
thanks,
Joe. Did you
Joe.
get your magnet yet?
I got in trouble. I got a text saying, "Where's my magnet?"
Oh, we will get you one for sure. We're gonna come down there and see your private dining room.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Just so back to the street fair. So we do still have vendor booths available. We will sell out, though. We sold out our first 2 years and had over 180 vendors.
Wow.
And this year, who's coming out?
Our buddy Bulldog. Is he going to bring the crew with
I
him?
hope they're all coming in that
Oh my
same
gosh.
van.
I hope so.
That really was a blast. On the back of their van, they rented a
Can
van.
we say this on WRCR?
Oh, well, we can say most of it. They rented a van.
Adult daycare. Their stickers that they have all over their van said,
It's a rental van. Let's just keep that in mind.
it's a rental van
It's a
that they
rental
put
van.
stickers on that says adult daycare basketball team.
Yes. So
And a lot of other
and a lot of
stuff.
other things we can't repeat. But the faces of people looking at the van stickers, because it was a Sunshine, I think, adult daycare basketball team.
Sunny
And then-
side up
Oh my God, it was
daycare
very- very
adult
funny.
basketball team.
So I think they're taking that van back up. They're going to bring, hopefully they'll bring Mickey Fitz and they'll bring, the whole
Coach.
gang. To come up. But they are going to broadcast with us, and I think WRCR is going to broadcast with us as well. We're working on that. And we're going to have a big Bonefish Grill, bigger picture, triple booth.
We are.
And we're going to have family games this year. We're working that out as well. But the Nanuet Street Fair is really quite something. So if you are interested in getting a booth and get involved with that, or the Nanuet Health Fair, you can go to www.nanuetchamber.com. And then
We have our Keep Rockland Beautiful dates are coming up.
Yes,
So
they
if you go
are.
to Keep Rockland Beautiful on their calendar, if you go directly to their listing of townships, every single one has a date. So I know Nanuet's is April 2nd.
April 2nd.
And
And
then
the
New
Chamber
Cities-
and Susan Farisi are organizing that.
The one on the 2nd for
Yep.
Nanuet.
Yep.
And then on the 10th of April is the cleanup date for New City. So
Well, actually, that's the cleanup date for Dr. Mike.
for Dr. Mike. Okay.
I think David Carlucci is doing his on the 9th, and
Yeah,
so
and
Dr.
Mike
Mike's-
has been involved with this for a long time. But you know what?
No, this is his first year.
This is his first year. Get out of here. He's busted.
Totally
Are
busted.
you serious? But,
Yes.
but he wants to go all out and have the
He
biggest
wants to
team.
have the biggest team ever.
Okay.
Which is the biggest corporate team ever. No, the biggest, I don't know. But anyway, he's gonna try. So if you want to help clean up a section of New City and get to know Dr. Mike and all his people, and they're a lot of fun, you can call him at 845-634-8877. And they have T-shirts, which I'm just actually ordering for him today. So there'll be T-shirts with the cleanup logo on it and his logo on it, and you can get involved and do that. And I think they're all going to go to lunch Bonefish afterwards.
Perfect. Sounds good.
So yeah, and that'll be on Sunday, April 10th. So do we have anything? Oh, we have prizes. What am I doing? All right, here.
So we have some prizes to announce. So we have the tickets to the Boulders.
Now that's for tickets that were given to us by Cynthia
Branca.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're for a particular day in May that is a sponsorship for the pajama game.
And our winner is, now you're going to have to help me pronounce this last name. So we have Steve.
Rothaupt, I think.
So guess what, Steve? You
So
just won
Steve,
some
you
tickets
just
to the
you
Boulders.
just won
And then we have our brunch winner.
brunch for.
Yeah, you're gonna have a brunch for your family, and that's gonna go to Bart Silverman. So
And
Bart, reach out because
Oh.
you just won an Easter brunch at the Bonefish
Yeah,
Grill.
and I think it's Dr. Bart
It's
Silverman
Dr. Bart.
who's replaced my teeth. Period.
Yay.
So we want to thank all our listeners, and we want to thank Madeline so much for coming and
Thank
really
you.
telling us about
Yeah.
Jawonio.
Thank you.
And we
thank
are
our
gonna see
sponsors.
you
Mercer,
soon.
HD Ramapo, we're
See
out
you
of
next
time.
week.
Bye.
I had to give the ID because it cuts you off exactly
That's
at
fine.
the hour.
There you go, another showdown.
That was really cute of him to call in.
That was really cute. Thank you, Madeline.
Oh, thank you
Wow,
both
I really
so
learned a
much.
lot. I
Thank
really
you.
learned a lot.
I learned a lot, and you know what? Joe, the managing partner in Paramus, right now his mom is having cataract surgery. So he's been sitting in a doctor's office all morning
And listening?
And listening. He said he's got the whole office listening.
Is he really? Oh my God.